everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and I'm back today with the Hot and Trendy and 2-hole Beads of the Month clubs that I received for November 2020. Before I get into it, I have a coupon code. It's Opal10, and that will save you 10% off your first month. They have so many different subscription options. I recommend you going to their website, which I will link to down below the video, and you can get all the details about their various subscriptions, lengths of time, different beads they have to offer, and all that good stuff. Let's get into the double 2-hole Beads of the Month club first, the one that I will be making finished pieces from this month. So it's called Heirloom Jewelry, and as you can see, there's going to be 8 different containers of beads in this bag that we'll take a look at. They have listed the names of the beads as well as the quantity and the price. It's just a little bit of savings over retail cost. And this is actually part of my double rotating Beads of the Month club. So if you use that coupon code that I provided, that will alert them that you're one of my viewers, and they will try to get you on the same rotation as me. Your theme could vary depending on what they have available at the time, but they'll try to send you the same thing. So let's do our flip over and check it out. Oh, wow. Gorgeous reds and antique golds, absolutely beautiful. These, of course, being all different shapes of 2-hole check glass beads, great quality, and lots of beads inside to work with. I'm going to take these out and then we will take a closer look at each of these one at a time. The first group of beads on the list are the matte metallic old gold spotted Samos Parpuca beads, 14 grams of those. And I absolutely love that spotted gold finish. Definitely does look antique, and I'm sure we'll make some beautiful pieces. Here's a close-up look at the metallic gold finish, which actually looks worn away in some spots, but done purposefully so to give it that aged look. These remind me of little oval cabochons, but of course, as you can see, they have the 2 holes that are running through the side of the bead parallel, the bottom being flat and the top being rounded. The next container on our list contains the matte metallic old gold spotted Amos Parpuca beads. So another one with that same beautiful gold antique style finish, and another type of high quality check glass beads from the Parpuca line, which you do not have to use together, but a lot of them work very well together and should be fun to play with. You can see that these are the same on the front and the back as far as their shape goes. They are a teardrop shape with the 2 holes, 1 hole running through that smaller pointed tip and then the other hole there at the wider base. Next is a container of these ruby backlit gem duos. How cool are these? I love the backlit gem duos anyway, and I don't have any in this particular combination with the red reflecting off of the silver background. These are so fun, aren't they? Look how fiery they are. The red with the metallic that's shining through, especially when the light hits them a certain way. You can see that they are a diamond shape with a little bit of a beveled edge on the top of the bead, a flat base, and of course your 2 holes running parallel directly through the side. And we have another backlit item. These are the backlit ruby ginkgo beads, another really fun 2-hole shape, shaped like the ginkgo leaves, one side being rounded and then having that pinched pointed side that is opposite to that. And again, the red and silver fiery combination. There's a little handful of these ginkgo beads. They're so vibrant and glossy red. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to make some pieces with all of these goodies. That's going to be a lot of fun. Next up is a container with these red gold splash paisley duos. Those are fun. Oh wow, another very bright fire engine red color, and then we have that golden dusting sprinkled over the top. Beautiful combination. And here's a little handful of those. They are gleaming in the light, just gleaming. So these are similar to the Zoli duos, they're just a tad bit bigger. And with the Zolis, you have a left and a right, and with these, you don't have to worry about it. They're the same on both sides, which I actually tend to prefer. These are so fancy. And we have another selection with that beautiful color and finish. These are the kite beads in the red gold splash. Lots of fun too. And you can see why these are called kite beads, because they have that classic kite shape. So here's another vibrant and gleaming handful of these gold dusted kite beads. You can see the two holes there that are running through the side of the bead, and they are the same on both sides. This is such a gorgeous theme that Beads of the Month has put together. I think they do a great job every month putting together the 8 containers of beads that go along with their theme, and you always get something different. It's a great way to build up your stash of high quality beads, especially if you're a little bit more adventurous and like bead weaving and like the surprise and inspiration that comes from getting a mystery color selection. All right, we're getting down to our last 2 in this club. These are the Vexolo beads in jet gold, which makes them look quite a bit bronzy or almost a dark brown. They are a triangular or wedge-shaped bead. The top has a little bit of a bevel detail there, and then the bottom is flat. These are very glossy and shiny and will be a great neutral to have. They'll work with a lot of different things, not just with this color palette. And the 8th container in this club contains the Crystal Luster Gold Super Duo beads. Love these. Aren't they absolutely beautiful? They are so reflective even just in the container without even having taken them out. And I think it's a gorgeous way to wrap up this selection of 8 containers and our heirloom jewelry theme. And what's neat is these aren't totally gold in color. There's parts of them that are a little bit translucent that don't have the gold coating on them, and that's where you see the light kind of shining through. So it's a really interesting and different shade of gold super duos than I have in my stash currently. So that's everything I received in this month's 2-hole Beads of the Month club, the double size, of course. They also have a single size. This particular club, to rotate through all their different ones, is $39.95 a month plus shipping. And it's really amazing how much you actually get inside. You can make so many different projects with just these quantities of beads alone. Another perk to their subscription is that they offer a new link each month on the bottom of your invoice that takes you to a web page where they have free patterns that you can download or print. And there's 3 new ones every month. And a lot of times they are patterns that cover some of these unique and different shapes and give you some ideas on how you can use them. Now, for an even more adventurous subscription, they also have the Hot and Trendy Beads of the Month Club. This is the single size, so you would get half as many beads in each container, but still 8 containers of very high quality check glass, and you just never know what you're gonna get. So our theme for this one is called Evening Whimsy. Let's see what's inside. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. See some black and some copper. Maybe a little bit of iris, I don't know, we'll see. So let me take these out, get organized, and of course we'll look at each of these items one at a time. All right, here's container number 1. We have some copper gold matte Elos Parpuka beads. So we got more Parpuka in the mix. And here is a closer look. That's a beautiful copper metallic finish, kind of satiny, not very reflective. The hole runs through the center of these beads. They are a 1-hole bead and kind of remind me of pinch beads, the way they have the 3 sides, except that they are a little bit squattier. They're not as long as the pinch beads. We're looking at the next container now, which is holding the copper gold matte Arcos Parpuka beads. These are actually a 3-hole bead that look like part of a semicircle. They are a lot of fun to work with. And even though this size club is the single, you still get a lot in these containers. Like I said, it's kind of deceiving how much is actually in here once you start playing around with these beads. You can see the 3 holes there running through the side. And if you put 2 of them together, they leave a little hole in the center, and they have a parpuca bead called Minos that fits right in the middle of those. If you wanted to use those in combination, sometimes we've gotten those in past selections. And then our third container, which is holding the copper gold matte bridge beads, another 3-hole type shape that is similar to the Arcos, except they are not forming a semicircle. They're kind of like a bracket, and they have the 3 holes running through the sides in a similar way, and another gorgeous coppery metallic. Here's a little handful you can look at if you're not as familiar with this particular shape, and you can also see the color and the finish and how smooth and high quality that these look. And there you can see on the side the 3 holes that are running parallel right through. In our fourth container, we find the jet wing slippered dagger beads. Gorgeous. They do look like a dragonfly's wing or some type of insect. They're iridescent, and I think they work perfectly with our theme. And there's just a few of them. I love that matte black in the background, and then the iridescent metallic that is a little bit more glossy, that is kind of subtle when it comes to their wing patterns. I've seen a lot of these daggers and the wings are a lot more obvious, but you could definitely use these beautifully in some type of a floral piece. And of course, putting a bunch of them together makes even more of an impact and a statement when these daggers have all of these interesting colors and patterns showing up. And by the way, these are a top drilled bead. The hole runs right through the top, and they get just a little bit slimmer and end up in a point at the bottom. And then next we have another great multi-hold shape. These are the jet black Ava beads. There's 12 pieces inside, and they have that little cushion there to protect them and keep them from breaking in transit. I'm happy to report these are all intact. You can see that V or A-like shape depending on how you're looking at them, with 1 hole going through that top and then a hole going through each of what I will call the legs. Up next are these jet capri gold petal beads, and these are a little bit larger than the petals that I typically see, and it looks like they are half and half, so I can't wait to get a closer look at this combination. And here they are. Aren't they beautiful? You can see how they have a bit of a wavy texture, and when you put them together, they can look like flower petals or form something that looks like a flower. They have a hole drilled at the top, and one side is the glossy jet black, and then the other side is that capri gold, which has a little bit of a copper tint to it. Next, we have a container which is holding what they're calling etched crystal blue luster chunky triangles. So that's different. Let's see what kind of shape this is. So these are pretty interesting. You can see they have almost a stone-like pebble-esque look. They're a little bit rough and kind of etched, kind of frosted. Remind me a little bit of sea glass, and then they have a hole that's running up and down through the length of the bead. And it is triangular, it's just a little bit irregular, and the edges are rounded instead of being very pointed. And they have just the slightest green tint to them. They look like pieces of smooth glass that you might find if you were treasure hunting on the beach or something. Our last container for Hot and Trendy contains the jet matte gecko beads. This tiny little dagger-like shape with the hole running through the top. And I think it's a great complement to the other items in this month's club. Here's a good size handful of these. I like the jet black in the matte finish. We have a great variety of finishes this month, not just matte, not just shiny. When you get a lot of these textures and put them together, it can make those designs really come to life and look a little bit richer and more dimensional. All right, so the Hot and Trendy Beads of the Month Club is $22.95 per month plus shipping. You are able to get more than one club at a time if you'd like, and that reduces the shipping amount. And if you are a subscriber to any of their bead clubs, you also have the option of adding on one of their Findings companion packs for an additional $12.95. And these are always very good quality findings, top-notch items to go with the high quality beads. So it looks like this month we have some gold-plated findings, and every month you may get a different tone of metal, but they will all coordinate with each other. And the goal is that you be able to make at least a couple of pieces out of what they send in the Findings companion pack. So we flip it over and this is what we see. So we have a selection of the bright, shiny metallic gold, and perhaps I'll be able to use some of these items along with the heirloom jewelry theme when I share those pieces, hopefully real soon. I am really excited about what I'm seeing in here. They always send such unique findings, things that I wouldn't think to pick out, but that I'm excited to get. So the first selection, these are the cage drop links. Aren't these cool? So they are totally open. The quality feels fantastic. And it looks like some of them are a link or connector. They have the 2 holes, and some of them are just a drop with the 1 hole right there on the top. That is really neat. And then next I have this handful of 5 of the double round tab clasps. So you would just pinch that end and pull it apart. And again, something very different, something I don't have. And sometimes the way you finish a piece can really make or break it. And I have a handful of 5 of these 8mm beads with loop. These are very heavy duty. They've got a good weight to them, very solid, smooth, and as you can see, they are a bead, and then they allow you to actually hang something off of them, and some of the things we've gotten in this selection could be used in conjunction with those. I will say, if you're really picky about your tones of gold, because they can all be a little bit different, these are a slightly different tone than these right here. So I'm just pointing that out if you're really picky about your golds matching and wanting to use certain things together. Gold can be tricky, I tell you. The next item is this curb chain, which is 2mm size. It's 24 inches and it contains a lobster clasp. And not only that, but you can see it has an extender chain already in place as well. So that's very handy. This is a beautiful shiny gold chain. We also have this selection of 2 pairs of ear wires with that little teardrop detail and the stoppers as well. And there's the loop where you can attach something to those. I have a handful of these coordinating 30 jump rings in a 6mm size, and they're an 18 gauge, so they'll be nice and thick and sturdy, I'm sure, as are all the jump rings that I get in the subscription. And next, there are 2 chain tassels. These are 39mm by 8mm. And again, just something different, something I don't have. I have a necklace with a larger gold chain tassel like this that I really like to wear sometimes. That is extra long. And these remind me of that. Really cute with the chain coming down out of the little gold bead caps. And I think they're a great size. These would make some cute earrings. And then our final selection in the Findings companion pack are some head pins, 2.5 inch, 21 gauge, and a coordinating shiny gold color. So that is everything in the Findings companion pack this month. And as you can see, I've got quite a full bead mat here. I really look forward to coming back soon to share some finished pieces to hopefully give you some inspiration and ideas on some of the things you can do this month with the 2-hole Beads of the Month selection. As usual, it's no surprise to me. I think they did a wonderful job putting their themes together and putting the types of beads together, just what I would expect in these 2 types of clubs. And like I said, if you're not into these multi-hold shapes and more adventurous items, they do have other clubs such as Japanese sea beads and Delica beads, fire polish, and Swarovski crystal. So something for everybody. And again, they all come in 2 different sizes, and you can choose to rotate through all of their different clubs and get a different one every month if you'd like. Don't forget, I have the coupon code OPAL10, and that will save you 10% off your first month of your first club if you'd like to try them out, and you can find their link right down below the video. I love sharing these subscriptions with you guys to help you get an up-close look at what's inside and to see if these are right for you and your beading style and your budget. So if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And please do subscribe while you're there, because I'd love to have you joining me again real soon when I'm back with more beading videos. A huge thank you to you guys for watching. Feel free to leave me a comment and let me know what you think of these selections or anything else you'd like to say. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you're staying healthy and inspired. And finally, as always, happy beading.